Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for the week of April 3rd. We're just going to jump right in here, Capricorn. You have this card that says, you won't always feel alone. You're attracting your soul tribe. And you also have this card that says, challenge yourself to be stronger than your challenges, which I feel like you get cards like this all the time that are kind of like saying it's time for you to like exceed your own expectations. It's time for you to maybe do something like a little bit harder in life, or who knows. But and you have this no card. I always, whenever I get, there's a yes and a no card in this deck, so I always pull an extra card whenever I get one of the either or. So we will get more details on what's going on here. I do feel for some of you this could just be saying no about a person. And I also feel like you could be saying no to a person as well. I would protect yourself here. Like, I don't think it's a terrible reading, but look at this, It looks to me like there could be a person from your past who's trying to come back. And we do have a Mercury retrograde this month starting in April. And, what I would say is that you should protect your peace. You have this peace card here, Capricorn. So, I feel like some of you, this is basically saying, like, I feel like you are going to, if a person were to come back, if this person does, I feel like you will say no, but I also feel that you will be kind of pissed off, because they're coming back. So, if you need to block this person before this happens, I would definitely do that. For some of you, it might not matter, but, again, I would just protect yourself here because, again, it might trigger, even though you're over it, it looks like you're over it for a lot of you. It might trigger you, it might upset you or whatever. And, I feel like this person really did a lot. I feel like they kind of, if this is a person, I feel like we've been talking about this for a few weeks now, Capricorn. It's like I feel like they sold you a fantasy, but they never really put in any work. And I feel like it's like maybe you're mad at yourself for some of you. And again, I would say don't beat yourself up, number one, right? We've all done it. So, we've all made relationship mistakes. But I kind of feel like you're like, how did I not see the things that were happening? It's like maybe you feel like you bought into this fantasy, and we have two cards of fantasy here, actually, the 7 of Cups, and you also have the 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups is a good card, don't get me wrong, but the 10 Cups exist up here. It's like maybe you bought into something that you thought was the 10 of Cups, but it actually wasn't. And what I would say is I feel like there's a new person coming in for you who is your true 10 of Cups right here, but it's a new person, new. So, I feel that I would be careful of a past person. You have the Knight of Cups, which is like a knight in shining armor. So, again, if you want love, I do feel there's new love coming in. But again, there could be a past person who's coming in where it's like dead, done over with, 10 of Swords. But, they could be still coming in. I think they see you getting a lot of attention or, something along those lines. So I would definitely say no. I also feel like some of you, if you're working in work or business, it's almost like, I feel like some of you want to make a change, like you're holding on to something you have, and I feel like it's really challenging for you to grab on to something new or to start something new. It's kind of like I'm getting here, it's funny because, 10 of Swords is not necessarily a terrible card, it's not a great card either, but, he's making the symbol with his hands right here, which represents a blessing. So I feel for some of you, it was a blessing. If this was a relationship that came to an end, it's like a blessing in disguise. But I also feel if this is like a career change or a job change that you want to make, or a business change, whatever it is, take it how it resonates. It's like you want to start looking for something else, but maybe your current job is stealing all your energy, right? So it's like you just, like, that's a feeling I get. Like, you want to do something else, your heart is starting to move in a new direction in work or business, but at the same time, it's like getting the energy to do that is exhausting you. And so I feel like it's making it very hard. Let's clarify and let's see. But I also feel like saying if you're thinking about making that type of change, it's going to be much easier than you think, Capricorn. With the 10 of Swords, you have the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is a player. Yes, I definitely feel this. I mean, it's not even worth talking about, honestly, but I feel like this person they didn't put you in a third party. I feel like they put you in a 5 party or something like that. Like, I feel this person, really did a lot, and some of it, I feel like the truth for some of you. For others, maybe you don't know everything, but at the same time, I feel like this person really hurt you, and it's like you stole their supply, by walking away. Some of you finally had enough, I feel. So I would be careful of this person. With the Knight of Cups, you have the Eight of Cups. Yep. I mean, like I said, you're walking away. There's really not much to see here, right? Capricorn, especially in this first row, I feel like you're just saying no, walking away from their, cheap love offer. And I don't think this person could do enough to come back into your good graces. I feel like you've forgiven him. You're like moving on, but I don't think they could do anything. So, it's just that simple. I also feel, again, Eight of Cups is walking away, but it's that in-between time, right? And it's funny that we also have an eclipse this month. We're starting that next eclipse season. And I'm wondering, again, if you're in that, kind of in-between zone where it's like you're holding on to one thing over here, job, business, career, but there's something better over here. It's like, it's better. You kind of know what you want to do is the feeling I get, but you also don't. I hope that makes sense. I feel like if that message is for you, that'll make sense. And we're going to see how can you get there. With the Seven of Cups, you have the Seven of Cups. Something needs to become more than just a dream, And so some of you, this could be about working on, your next big project, a business, writing a book, doing something that'll make you famous, doing something that will get you a lot of attention. Some of you do need to forgive the past. Again, the Three of Swords is a card of forgiveness. And it doesn't say that you have to forgive the person directly, but it does, those swords are in your own heart. It says you need to forgive yourself. And I get that feeling here. Some of you, I feel, could have a person in your life that you need to forgive that it's like maybe it is affecting your business. Maybe it has nothing, even though it's love, it could be affecting your career. Or it could be affecting some other area of your life. I even think when this person came into your life, even if it's not love, could be like a friendship or something, maybe your career started going down. But it's like once you forgive and move on, I think that's when things are going to really start to improve for you here, Capricorn. And again, this person's been showing up for a couple weeks here. Next, you have this no card. Like I said, I feel like you're going to say no to this person. You have this lighthouse card. When the seas are rough, search for the light. It says light worker on it. A lot of you could be light workers and you don't even know it. I'm wondering, what I would say to you is if you're sleeping all night, but you're waking up tired, I feel like you're doing a lot of work here. And we see that with the Nine of Swords. You have the Nine of Swords, Three of Cups, and the Five of Swords. Sometimes the Nine of Swords can be going to bed, having a nightmare, waking up and still being in a nightmare. So it's like a never-ending story. And I do feel like you want to change your story, but I also feel for whatever reason that some of you could be waking up tired. Like I said, it's like maybe you sleep all night and you're like, why am I tired? I think it's because you're doing work on the other side. I feel you're doing like light work or whatever. And again, this could be why it's super important right now for you to protect your energy so that people like this can't steal your light, And I think maybe that's a problem is maybe you've been attracted, maybe recently you've been attracting people who are attracted to your light. And, again, I don't think you have to cut people out or anything, but I would encourage you to put up boundaries. I would encourage you to make sure that the people you're surrounding yourself with are lifting you up and not dragging you down. And this could be other things as well. I always say that I think it's a great rule to not do things that you don't want to do. And I know that sounds ridiculously simple, but there are plenty of things that we all do that we don't want to do, that we hate, right? So I feel this is saying, and I don't think we have to be perfect either. I think that if 51% of the time you're doing some things that you love, then you're kind of going the right direction is what I'm trying to say here. And of course, there will always be things that we have to do that we don't want to do. And in those, people always say, what do I do in those situations? And I always say, how can you make it a positive? It's like, it could be the smallest thing. Someone brought up jury duty. They said, I hate jury duty and I have to go to jury duty. I'm like, well, it's like, can you look at it as a vacation? Can you take a great book that you can read, that you can enjoy while you're waiting to do it? Can you, look at people's shoes and be like, oh, I really appreciate that person's shoes over there. It's like, I don't care how big or small it is, but it's like, can you turn it into a positive? And I feel like some of you, I do feel like you are doing that, like kind of trying to turn things around because you have to change your story here. You have the Three of Cups. I kind of feel like this is a celebration, but I do feel some of you, again, I know every reader and their mother reads the Three of Cups as a third-party situation, but again, it doesn't mean that. Nowhere does the Three of Cups mean that, but what I would say is definitely could be a third party here, Three of Swords. But you also have this, the Five of Wands, and I feel like this was like a five party. I feel like you could have been with a person that had another person, had a person for every single thing. And I think this is what I said to you recently, Capricorn, is that it's almost like this person has compartments. It's like they have, a person who makes them laugh. They have a person who makes them sad. They have a person who brings drama. They have a person who takes them out to dinner. They have a person who, you know what I mean? It's like they have a different person for each thing in their life. Very strange. And I'm pretty sure I said this to you last time. It's very, like a very weird energy, but they might just be a weird person, And, I really feel this person like kept you on the hook. So I feel like you're walking away. Five of Swords. Five of Swords would also say take a risk. And so not only are you walking away from something that brought conflict, but I feel like you could be taking a risk on something new. I'm not saying that you're rushing right into anything. Obviously, it's going to be different for all of you. For some of you, I feel like you've been getting over this. So again, maybe you're more ready than others, but some of you, maybe this was recent. And so it might just take a little bit of time. And I would say, again, there's no rush. So take your time in this, especially if you're opening up to new love. With the Nine of Swords, you have the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like some of you, well, number one, I feel like this is obviously you. You are the Queen of Pentacles. I would definitely focus on your own resources at this time. And I'm a big fan. I think everyone should work on their story right now. And the story is, what are the words that you use on yourself? Like, what things do you say about yourself? And we say things about ourselves in different ways. By the way we dress, by the way we talk, by the way we walk, by our interactions with people. You could go super deep, I'm sure, into every little thing that we do with people, right? Or how we kind of like, the story that we tell. And I feel like this is saying, like, can you change the story you tell? And, like, now is the time. Now is the time to change your story, to change the way that you appear to the world if you want to reinvent yourself, to tap into those resources. And that's what I'd be doing here if I were you, and I basically am. With the Three Cups, just a repeating story, boring here, Capricorn. It's like, I do feel like you're bored of this person as well. So if they try to come back, I feel like it's same old story, you're just bored. With the Five of Swords, yes, you see this as complete, you have the world. You passed a test. I feel like you passed here, Capricorn. I really feel the universe is going to be rewarding you for this. And again, and I would also say that if this person comes back, the test is say no. Right? Stick up for yourself. I feel like there are people who just, really the last row is kind of saying to me, if this is a love situation, there are people who will match your vibe. There's no reason to go dumpster diving, right? There's no reason for you to like go towards this person who is damaged and everything like this. I think you did a lot for this person is what I'm getting. Here, King of Cups is very nurturing, very caring energy. I feel like you really cared about a person. So, if this is love, that's what it would be here. Next, you have in your future position, you have this card that says, take time to breathe out. I feel like you're about to get very busy. I feel like there's about to be a lot of work and a lot of things that you are going to be working towards. I want to see what the next one is as well. You have this new moon in Leo. It says, confidence is your key to success. Yes. Boldly, you have that card that says, challenge yourself to be stronger than your challenges. I feel like you need to be more bold, take bigger risks in the world. Again, Five of Swords can be winning at all costs, or can represent a breakup. But outside of that, it could represent you taking a risk to, have a new adventure with the Fool card. And this does not have to be love. This could be, starting a business, writing a book, doing something bigger than yourself, whatever it is, doesn't matter. But I would definitely do it. You have the Three of Swords. Again, I do feel forgiveness here. Three of Swords, those swords are in your own heart. Three of Swords is also temporary. It's raining on the card on the Three of Swords. And the fact that it's raining, rain, basically in the tarot, this just represents that it's a temporary situation. You're not going to be stuck in the situation forever. You have with the next, you have the King of Cups is what I'm trying to spit out. Much more emotionally mature, much better person. So again, if you're attracting love, and it doesn't matter what gender you're attracted to either. I feel like this is a new person who's coming in for you. Feels like very homey to me. I feel like this person could be a little bit of a homebody. Maybe they prefer to stay home, or maybe they don't really go out and things like that. But I kind of feel like if that part of the message is for you, I feel like you are also very similar. So, it's like two people who just want to stay home. I totally get it, Capricorn. But I also feel it could be a water sign. Doesn't have to be. I think that this person, I've said this a million times, that I think the King of Cups type energy is more of an archetype that is going to be very attractive in the very near future. Everybody keeps getting the King of Cups, and it doesn't matter what gender you're attracted to either. It doesn't have to be a water sign, but based off the energy for like the next 10 years, I would say that, the whole point of the King of Cups is that it does not matter what is going on around him. He is perfectly stable. He controls his own reality. And we're talking about the high vibration version of the King of Cups. So I think that's going to be just a very attractive archetype, or a very attractive trait over the next 10 years. So it just makes sense to me that the King of Cups comes up as a person. I hope that makes sense. But again, you're right here. It doesn't matter what gender you are, to the King of Cups, to the Ten of Cups. Definitely could be your person, And what I would say is that this is going to be be obvious, right? I think for a long time it's been hard to maybe see like, oh, this person's honest or this person is who they say they are. But when the shit hits the fan, I'm not saying anything crazy is going to happen in the world, but I think there's going to be a lot of crazy stuff that happens. But basically, I think that results will speak for themselves. Let's put it that way, right? So it's like people can say all day long how confident they are, blah 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 blah, but until something happens that forces them to use it, these skills, right, then nobody knows. So I think that this person will very obviously be displaying skills, right? And this could be you as well. And this could be making you attract someone into your life through displaying skills. And, I kind of feel like that's what this reading is saying. I hope that makes sense. You have the Five of Wands here. I feel like you're over the conflict here. This person just brings conflict into your life. They just... and even if you've never fought with this person, like I'm getting for some of you never even fought with them or whatever, it doesn't matter. I feel like they cause you to feel confused. They caused you to feel conflicted. And like this is the energy that you're moving past here, Capricorn. And you have the Devil and the Four of Pentacles right here. So this deck is just super slippery. It wasn't really a pop out, but it is interesting. So I would avoid this person. And again, Mercury retrograde this month, I would be, blocking whatever you have to do. With the Justice card, you're getting karma. Things are going in your favor. You could see things for this person not going very well, is what I would say. I would never celebrate the downfall of someone who did me dirty. I don't care what anyone does to me. I'm just like one of those people. I'm like, let's clear up the karma. I don't want to come back. I don't want to come back to Earth. I want to go somewhere else next time. So I'm like, let's clear up the karma now. Let's get rid of it so we can just move on, right? That's how I live my life. So I'm like, whatever, anyone who does anything to me, I'm just like, whatever. Like, let's just get past it. And I think maybe some of you are in that energy here. It's like you are maybe more focused on just saying like, whatever, I'm over it, let's move on. And very matter of fact, with the King of Cups lovers, yes, much, much better connection. I feel like you're still a little bit worried about love, it being in the Nine of Swords, but this person here is open for love and it's like true love. With the Five of Wands, you have the Eight of Wands and the Page of Swords. Yes, if there could be communication coming from this past person who's still immature. They could have children as well, but they could also just be immature with the Page of Swords. So I would be careful of that. The other thing that I'm getting here is to do your research. I always say this to you, but Page of Swords is a card of like being like a detective. Eight of Wands is quick success. If you're like thinking about working on a project, a business, Page of Swords always encourages me, to be a detective. Learn as much as you can about the things that you want to do in life because, that's where true success is going to come from. I would be like learning, educating yourself on anything you want to create, business, career, something you want to do. Maybe and it could be anything. It could be wanting to go on a trip as well. I always tell people, back in the day when I used to answer questions, people would be like, oh, I want to take a vacation and I don't have the money. And I would say, start putting it together. Start planning the vacation. Just think about what you want to do. Start planning it out. Start imagining it, living it in your head. Go online, do your research about it. Write it down. Script it. Right? And so I am a big fan. Scripting has changed my life. And people always say I'm one of those people. I'm a Gemini moon. I sit on the fence with everything. So, I'm a big fan of the law of attraction, but at the same time, is it magic? I would say, I don't know. Maybe it's just our brains being aimed in the right direction. Maybe it's not really anything all that magical, right? So I don't care what it is. I've seen scripting work in my own personal life and it's free. It doesn't cost any money. So it wouldn't hurt you to try it. I mean, maybe you have to get a bunch of yellow pads. I have a ton of these laying around because I script every single day now and have been for the past few years. Totally changed my life. And so those cost you can get a pack of 1 million of them for about $10 on Amazon. And pens, these cheap gel pens here, you pack 1 million of those for $10. So, there you go, $20, right? Max. But I would start living something that you want. I don't care how big or small it is but maybe you have to script it. Maybe you just have to go on the adventure. I always tell people when you start taking those first steps, the universe is like, oh, they want it. So here you go. Then the doors start opening. But I think too many people are stuck in not going through those doors, not getting started because it's like they shoot themselves in the foot before they get started. So start doing it. Next, you have this peace card in your outcome. This is what you want. I said this at the beginning of the reading that you just want peace, harmony, calm energy in your life. And the beautiful thing about this reading here, Capricorn, is I feel there could be a person who also just wants peace in their life. and they want a new beginning as well. And you have the Ten of Cups, which is like fortune after difficulty. So if there's a new person coming in, this person's a total blessing. I also feel that they are like this dog right here. Dogs in the tarot represent companionship. This dog here is also a Maltese. And in the times of tarot, the Maltese was considered to be like a dog of royalty. And so I feel like this person could be like royalty. Maybe not literally, but I'm saying like they could be very fancy. They could be very successful, or just, I don't know, I think really what I'm getting is that it's a person who's very well put together, and that's probably what you're getting here. You have this Page of Cups, definitely a love offer coming in for you. So if you want love, go for it. I also feel like this, for whatever reason, I'm getting good news here. I don't personally consider the Page of Cups to be good news. I consider the Page of Pentacles to be good news. But again, I'm getting good news on this card, so there you go. And definitely a love offer. And you have the Ten of Cups, happily ever after. Ten of Cups is like your happily ever after, something that you truly want in life. So, I feel for a lot of you, this could be true love. If it's not love, I feel like this is a new beginning. And again, Ten of Cups is fortune after difficulty. So it could be like a new job, new career, new business. I would challenge yourself, obviously. You have that challenge yourself to be stronger than your challenges. And you have the Fool. Again, there are those mountains in the background. Mountains represent achievements, but mountains have to be climbed. So, I feel for a lot of you, it's like kind of like saying start your journey, because you will be very successful in doing what you're doing. Remember what I was saying? It's almost like, I think what is hard for you, and it's not like it's hard. I think just like maybe getting the energy to be able to, again, let go of a job and get that next job, that in-between time, the Eight of Cups. I don't think I finished saying what I was saying there on the Eight of Cups, that, the Eight of Cups represents a, what you had with the Knight of Cups over here. Eight of Cups represents, it's the only card in the tarot that has an eclipse on it. So we have eclipses this month of April, one eclipse, and you might notice that you are feeling more and more pulled in a new direction, and the energy might be, I do feel like it is going to be hard to have energy, and I don't want to scare you, but I would do things to give yourself more energy, get more rest, take care of yourself, eat right, do whatever you can so that you have the energy to make the change. Here you go. With the Page of Cups, you have the King of Cups again. Definitely this King of Cups. This is like true love here. Could be someone from a distance as well with the World card. Could be water sign. You have a lot of water here, but it could be any sign. General reading. And, I feel like it's true love. This person could have also gone through a difficult breakup as well. With the Fool, you have the Six of Cups. Yes, this is like a soulmate. Six of Cups, I personally do not read as someone coming back from the past. I just consider it to be a soulmate. It's also a card of improvements and a turnaround. I always say that this card can represent a gift from the universe. And the gift we usually receive from the Six of Cups is a turnaround, meaning that we've been bumping up against obstacles in some area of our life. And now when this card comes up, we remove the obstacles. With the Ten of Cups, you have the King of Swords. Yeah, very mature person. This person's way more, 1,000 times more mature than the last person. So I definitely like that. I also feel like you learning, the King of Swords is my card of knowledge and wisdom. So I think you learning as much as you possibly can about what you are doing in your life would be very important. We're going to pull 5 main themes now. You have this ink pot. It says problems to be resolved. That's the other thing as well. Like, let's say you're going from one job, trying to start another job. I think there could be little mistakes that happen. And this is saying, like, don't let those things get you down. Sometimes I think we get to a point in life where it's like we've just been trying for a very long time to create success. And then it's like if one more thing happens, we're going to snap, right? And I kind of get that energy here. But I feel like this is saying, don't let tiny little, hiccups get you down. They're just hiccups. They're not burps or something else, I don't know, whatever. But I would say don't let those little things get you down. You have this dragon that says, beware of self-delusion. I feel like this past person was delusional. And I feel like they were delusional in the sense that they had a lot of dreams. Maybe this is what attracted them to you. Maybe you also have a lot of dreams. But I feel like this person is delusional in the sense that they think things just happen. They don't actually take action on anything. I also feel like they stop themselves a lot as well. That might be something that you notice about this person, Capricorn, a past person, is like they get started, but they would stop themselves before they got anywhere. And I kind of feel like this was a person who was brought into your life to teach you the lesson of follow through. You have this bag card. It says something important, such as a new job or raise. Yes, we talked about this whole entire time. There's definitely like a new job, new raise, something like that coming in for you, but there's that in-between time. You have this turkey. It says someone behaving stupidly, this past person. I'm going to pull an extra card because, we've talked about this ad nauseum. You have this stork card. It says news of a birth or new business opportunity. Again, yes, definitely something new coming in for you, but you have to like reach over to it. You have this grapes. It says time to go out and have fun. Yes. Every single reading I do for you, Capricorn, there's like at least one card that's like, you need to go celebrate. You need to enjoy yourself and do good things. But this looks pretty interesting here, Capricorn. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.